Okay, so I thought maybe I didn't explain this the best of ways. I could have probably done better. But the best way I can explain to you advanced defending is, imagine if you're driving a car. You're learning to drive a car, okay? And let's say you're on your 20th lesson, and your test is in, let's say, 2 weeks' time. You've got 10 more lessons to go, right? Now imagine you're driving an automatic car and you've been learning that your entire time. Imagine your instructor goes to you one day, change to manual, be easier for you. Now, before you just worrying about moving a steering wheel, looking at your blind spots, looking around, observing and indicators. Now you got to think, okay, well, am I in the right gear? Am I in gear 1? Is my clutch up? Does the Bible? Am I going to stall the vehicle? If I stall, what I got to do? Put the clutch down, handbrake. There's a lot of things you now got to think about. So that's the best example I can explain. If you're learning in an automatic car and you're already struggling, why do you suddenly want to learn in the manual car? And that's what I'm trying to say. Now, is advanced defending better? Yes, of course it's better. If you're a top tier player, a pro player, of course you should be using this because you can utilize when to do a seal out and when to do a normal tackle. You can have that advantage. But the tactical defending, it's like an automatic car. You're not in an automatic car, the car changes gears for you, or the gearbox changes gears for you. It's the same thing. The game will decide when to do a normal tackle and when to do a seal out. And to be honest, you can still play at a top tier level with tactical defending. Not everyone's going to change to advanced defending. Even not all pros will change to it. Now that's the point I'm trying to say. If you're struggling with defending as it is, why do you want to make it any harder for yourself? So of course advanced defending gives you the benefits, but now you have to introduce a new button inside the game. And now you got to decide, okay, when do I do it? And you see, with tactical defending, if you press a tackle button, 9 times out of 10, AI would choose the right decision to make, in my opinion, okay? 9 out of 10 times. If you do an advanced defending and you make the wrong choice, that's it. You're out. You try to do shoulder to shoulder when you should be doing a seal out when you should be doing a tackle. You're going to lose the ball regardless. So that's why I would say there's more unique situations where this would give you a 5 to 10% advantage in defending. But if you're struggling as it is, don't change. Now, it's more manual, and some people have been asking me as well, like, what aren't you teaching us more manual features? Like I'm trying to think of an example, like creative runs, for example. Well, you see, when you're attacking, when you have time on the ball, if you lose the ball, you have your entire back time. You can run back. So let's say when you have the ball in your feet, right? Or let's say you have the ball when you're moving, right? The thing is, when you don't have the ball, you're not in control of the situation. Your opponent is deciding when and what to do. You're basically just now at your opponents. And you see, if you lose the ball, let's say from an attack, worst case scenario, you might get counter-attacked, but you have time to recover. When you have the ball at your feet, you are really in control. You can decide, okay, do I want to move this player down? Okay, you know what? I want to do a precision pass here, but maybe it's too late and I want to switch it around. You have that control. And if you lose the ball, then that's fine. You have all this time to recover. But if you're in a defensive situation, you're on a 1v1 and you press the wrong button and that player gets past, you're going to concede. Ask yourself, would you rather your opponent have a clear chance or, well, maybe not the best way of explaining it, but let's say you had a chance for your opponent to score a goal. Would you rather you get the ball from the halfway line and have to run past his entire defense or his or her entire defense? Or would you want your opponent to have the ball one-on-one in a clear chance? It's kind of the opposite. Maybe not the best examples, that one. My car one was a bit better. But the point I'm trying to say is you have time to recover when you do these other mechanics. Defending is already so hard. Pressing is the hardest thing inside the game, right? So why do you want to make it more difficult for yourself? Now, a lot of people are also saying to me is, hey Neil, I'm using advanced defending, but I've gotten better. Well, this is my hypothesis in regards to this. A lot of people are improving because they're understanding, okay, now I've got to think about what I'm doing. Instead of running out with their centre backs like how they would normally, they're now staying in line. They're not running out anymore. They're staying in line. They're keeping the shape. When you keep your shape, you're going to naturally concede less goals. It's common sense, right? So that is why psychologically they're thinking, I'm getting better. But really, they're just thinking about what they're doing. How did I know this? Because I've been looking at some clips, looking at some streams of people trying advanced defending. And I'm seeing that before they were running out with their centre-back, trying to defend how they would normally. But now they're playing conservative. They're trying to think about what they're doing. Do I run out here? Do I step out? So that is kind of my verdict on it. So advanced defending, if you're a top tier player, yes, of course, it's going to give you that 5-10% advantage. If you're a player struggling right now, don't use it. There's no need. Why would you want to use it? Now, I would say eventually try. I'm not saying don't try, but this is the way I would do it, okay? Let's say hypothetically right now, you go on YouTube, typing in defending videos. What I would hypothetically do is, the game has just come out here, right? I'd wait 1 or 2 weeks. Just wait 1 or 2 weeks, yeah? Wait 1 or 2 weeks. Wait 1 to 2 weeks. Understand how the game is, because the game is slightly different from last year. The defending mechanics are the same. And then after 2 weeks, once you've got the gist, you feel comfortable with legacy defending, then move to tactical defending. Then you can use, the advanced defending. Then you can, once you got used to using tactical defending for the first 1 or 2 weeks, and you're used to it from last year, and you got used to the game, you got the gist, you've adapted, then you could change to advanced defending after that. But to change it now, it makes no sense. Anyways, guys, that's just my opinion. There's other YouTubers I'd highly recommend watching their videos. They have all different. This end of the day, everyone has a right to their own opinion, right? And this is my opinion. And as I said, guys, my job as a teacher. Listen, I'm not that created as that fan base where people just fanboy a girl over me. I don't have that. People don't like me for my personality. They like me for what I teach. I'm a teacher. It's not my job for you to love me or like me. If I upset you by saying the right things, like I'm that kind of guy in real life. If my friend wanted advice, I'm going to tell him the truth. That's the kind of guy I am. A straight to the point, no BS kind of guy. Maybe it'll be the truth that hurts, but I'll be the one that would help them. That's the kind of guy I am. So I'm not going to do you a disservice and be like, oh, maybe it's worth it, maybe it's not. In my honest opinion, tactical defending, if you struggle, after 2 weeks, once you've got used to the game in tactical defending, then you can try advanced defending, try it out and see how it is. And the thing is as well, advanced defending, do this in rivals. Don't play this in squad battles. If you want to test it out, fine. But if you really want to know if you can use it, do this in rivals where you actually versus competitive players, not in squad battles or kickoff. And finally, I want to say to you is, if you haven't got the basics of defending, which I think is a lot of people, you're going to struggle with advanced defending in the first place, because you're not, if you can't even get your positioning right of, okay, I need to run to where the ball's going to be. If you're already struggling with defending, how on earth is this going to help you? So that's kind of my gist on it. Just remember, if you're driving an automatic car, you're learning to drive and you're struggling already, do you really want to start learning a manual? Learn automatic, then after, if you want to do your manual lessons, you can do your manual lessons after. It's easy to do it that way. Not easy to halfway change what you already know for all those years, then go back 5 steps and now make it difficult for yourself and then recover. Do it in steps, step by step by step. That's my advice. As I said, listen to other people's advice as well and make an informed decision yourself. Anyways, that's my opinion. Peace out, guys. And I just want to say one more final thing actually as well. With the remap controls, I have an issue right now because I use remapped controls, right? What do I mean by that? Is I use these. So my slide tackle circle, my tackle is X, and my teammate contain is square. So when I go over to game settings, and sometimes you might see, when you go over to advanced defending, I'm just going to scroll down like this. You see it shows a different, mine says square to attempt to stand tackle. Sometimes it might show the wrong buttons. I think that's a visual glitch if you do it in game. Sometimes it happened to me. But because you can't customize, like why can't I make the X button a seal out? And why can I not make the square button a stand tackle? Yeah, I could manually swap them around, but then other features don't work. So there's a bit of a problematic use case here of advanced defending. And also, if you don't even touch the setting as well and you use X for a tackle button, then you're probably like, why am I playing not tackling in the first place? That's the reason why. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Just a bit of an update from me. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.